Good morning, everybody. It's Ann O'Connor from Metamorphics, where we help you become who you want to be. And today I'm out at the lake, and it's cold, y'all. It's really cold. But I'll tell you what, it's changing because right over there is the skating park, the skating rink on the lake, and they're taking it down. And you know, if anybody, if you know me over the years, you'll know I'm not like the hugest winter fan there ever was. But I have to say, I was kind of sad about that skating rink because we went out there skating, and it was so fun. But anyway, today I wanted to talk to you about respect. You know, we hear a lot about respect in relationships, but what does that mean? What does it mean to say we need to have respect in our relationships? What does that look like? How do we do that? And what do we do that actually pushes against that, right? What do we do that undermines respect in our relationships? So that's what I want to talk about today. You know, this is tricky business, right? And we're not going to get it right all the time. Just yesterday, I was having this conversation with one of my kids, and it was a little tricky. It was a little tender conversation. And at one point, I was sort of questioning him and saying, well, you know, and he stopped and he said, you know, I feel invalidated by what you're saying. And I had to stop and say, oh, you feel invalidated by what I'm saying. Okay. So I had to step back, right? And really slow down and listen and stop and say, all right, tell me more about that. And here are the choices in that moment. I mean, first of all, I'm so grateful that he could say that, right? I'm grateful that he's adept enough to say, oh, what am I feeling? I'm feeling really invalidated. Am I going to say that? Is this person safe enough? Yes, I'm going to tell her that. So that's one thing that respect does, is that it allows people to tell us what's actually going on for them. And then we get to choose how we deal with that. So in this case, we backed way up, and I said, you know, I need you to help me understand your experience because I don't get it. I don't see it. And so that's one of the things that respect looks like. And I was thinking about how in that moment I felt a little moment of defensiveness, like, well, I'm not invalidating you just by asking you a question, right? Like, that was my initial, like, wait a minute. And I'm very grateful I didn't say that. Very grateful I just let that one go, pass right on through my brain, okay? Because if I had said that, what I would have done is I would have been disrespectful in that moment. I would have lost that moment with my son to say, tell me more. To say instead, to respect what he's feeling and to say, oh no, we just lost connection there for a moment, it looked like. So respect is, there's something you can use when it comes to respect that I think is really important. And it's very fitting because it's something that people developed when they're talking about crossing over railroad tracks. Right? Do you remember this? What is it? Stop, look, and listen, right? Stop, look, and listen. It's like the best policy when it comes to our relationships. If we want to be respectful, this is a great practice to pick up. Stop, look, and listen, right? So if you're having a conversation with somebody and you're going along and all of a sudden you notice that they're literally pulling back, or they're starting to close down, or if they're rolling their eyes, or they're kind of looking away from you, you can look at that and you can say, what's happening right now? They're not hearing what I'm saying. They don't want to hear what I'm saying, or there's something that's coming between us. So stop, look, and listen is a great way to gauge how respectful the relationship conversation is going. So when you can stop, you can say, oh, we lost track there. What happened? Or if you are in a conversation with somebody and you're feeling like you're not getting what they're saying, you can actually say, you know, I just don't have that experience in the world. Can you help me understand yours? So these are some great things that you can say. You can say, wow, one of the things that I actually said to my son yesterday when he said, I feel invalidated by what you're saying. I stopped. I said, oh, you feel invalidated. I don't want to do that to you. I want to respect you and I want to hear what you have to say. So these are some really important phrases that we can use, right? Like, I want to hear what you have to say. And one of the ways that we can teach people to respect us also is to say, I want to hear what you have to say, but I can't hear you when you're attacking me by calling me names. Or I want to hear what you have to say. It's important for me that we hear each other, but I need a break, right? So you can set your own respect boundaries, but when it comes to respecting another person, it's really important if there's been some damage to the relationship particularly, it's super important that we stop, we look, and we listen. And when we hear that there's a withdrawing, when we hear there's a lack of trust, when we hear that there's a hesitancy to go forward, that's almost always about, will you respect what I am saying, where I'm coming from, what I'm feeling? That's almost always about, are you safe enough for me to be who I really am with you? Are you? Can I give you my real self, and will you take that and will you honor that? Because that's what respect is. And so if you find yourself in your relationships and you're, some of the things that you might say, if you are in a relationship, in a conversation, some things that are actually quite disrespectful are saying things like, if you find yourself like, well, you don't really feel that way, or, oh, you don't want to do that, or, oh, you'll get over that, or that is so not how it is, right? Anything that kind of dismisses or diminishes or invalidates somebody else's experience is really the opposite of respect. It's really the opposite, right? Because your experience in the world and somebody else's experience in the world is, by the very definition, going to be different. We are different people. We have different ways of seeing things, different ways of looking at things. And simply because you don't get or understand or see somebody else's experience does not mean that it's not true and valid for them. So, when we're respectful, that doesn't mean that we agree or that we're condoning or any of that. It means that you see another person. And that's the ultimate form of respect. As I was getting ready for this, I was listening to Aretha, who is the queen. She's got it down, right? And it's really true. If you are going to see somebody, you have to allow them to be different than you are. And so you can't dismiss their experience. You can't diminish them. You can't blow off what they're feeling, because that is all disrespect. And again, what is respect? It's seeing somebody and it's you being safe enough for me to give you my real self, for me to give you who I really am. Are you going to treat that well? Are you going to take my heart and my whole essence of my whole being, and are you going to treat it carefully? Because that's what we need from each other. That's what we need. In every circumstance, that's what we need. And you all know there is just not enough of that going on in the world right now. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to what respect looks like. I hope that you can do this in your relationships. I hope you can set those boundaries for yourself, and that we can create a more respectful world. So that's what I've got for you today. It's Ann O'Connor from Metamorphics, where we help you become who you want to be. Hey, I think today is my 30th day of my 30-day challenge. Woohoo! Thanks for being here, you all. I love it. I'm liking it a lot. I'll probably keep doing it. So thank you so much. Comment on this video, share this video, like my page so that you can keep up with the videos that I'm doing out here. I hope that you are having as much fun with this as I am, and I will see you tomorrow.